Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to download and install the application files to be able to run the Amazon parsing utility and the web scraper, as well as the sentiment and topic analysis tool. So if you go to the drive.google.com site under computer programs, you'll see a couple of directories here. First one is installation files. Another one is called source code. And then there are three different files that are on the bottom. There is a batch file called createdirectories.bat. There is a sentiment and topic modeling program that is created within Excel called sentiment and topic modeling. And there is a test address text file that basically is a test address that we can use to make sure the program's working correctly. So first thing that you want to do is to actually download the folders. And in order to do that, all you do is just right-click on, for example, on the installation files, right-click and click download. And then this will basically zip the files up. In this case, there was only 5 files that were actually within that directory. And then they are going to be downloaded to your download folder. And when that's done running, you can basically open up the zip file. And within that zip file, you're going to see the 5 files required to run this program. And things are running a little bit slower here today, so wait till this opens up. So in your download directory, you should see a zip file that was downloaded from that location called installation files. And if you open up that zip file, within that zip file you're going to see a folder that has a few files in it. And that's the installation files directory. And what you can do is you can just copy this and you can put that onto your C drive. Just copy that entire folder, and you can put it pretty much anywhere under your program files or on your desktop. I'm just going to move it right to the C drive, and when you do that, the folder will be moved under your C drive. And then what you can do is open that folder up, and within that folder there is a installation file that you will run. So let's wait till this gets copied over. You see this installation files down here. This is basically a folder, and inside of that you'll see there's a setup.exe. And you can click on the setup.exe and it'll ask you to run. You can click run, and what this will do is it will install the program to your computer. And it'll actually run the program the first time. You'll see the screen that actually comes up. But we'll just cancel out of it because this particular video is just showing how to install the files. There's a second video that I'm going to create and post that will have instructions for how to actually use the files in the programs once they're installed. So the setup's running in the background, and this usually only takes less than a minute to go through and complete. As we're waiting for that to complete, there's another folder that's out here that's called source code, and this is not the installation file, but this is actually the source code for the Visual Studio project that was actually compiled to create the installation files. And you can also right-click on this folder and download, and then that will create a zip file for you that you can then extract. And then if you have Visual Studio, this particular version was Visual Studio 2010, you can open that source code up within Visual Studio. And then there's another file that we want to copy these 3 files, and what we can do is we can actually hold down Control and click on each one, and then right click and download all 3 of those particular items. And what we're going to see when those get downloaded is basically one zip file, same thing as before. And when we open up that zip file, you'll see these 3 files. And the batch file, all this is doing, this is a very simple program. It's just a little batch file. It's going to create a couple directories on your computer. and all you need to do is run this, and if you run that, it'll basically create a few directories, and these directories are what we use as defaults in the program, although you can override that in the program and create different locations. So for example, we have this crawl directory, and underneath there you can see there's several different directories that created on my computer. You need to make sure that you run this batch file first, so that those directories are created. And then also this sentiment and topic modeling, this is just an Excel file, but this actually has the code within it that does the sentiment and topic modeling. And then the last file is this file we'll use when we actually go to the next video to actually use the program. This has a test address in it that we will use to run the program. It's just a location within Amazon, and to make sure that the program was installed correctly. So when you've done that, when you've installed the program, your start menu, you should see a folder that was, and actually on this one it's called Nolan Ackerman when I installed it, and underneath there you'll see a download utility, and this is actually the program that we will be using in the next video to actually go ahead and download the files to your computer and do the parsing of them. So basically, to recap the steps in this, make sure you download all these files, the two folders, the installation file folder, the source code folder, as well as these three files. First thing to do is run the batch file for create directories. That'll create the directories on your C drive. And then go ahead and run the setup.exe file under installation files, and that will create the program on your start menu that you can actually run. And on the next video, we'll actually go through on how to actually run these particular applications.